Alright, here we are. What I'm gonna do here is the first collection of the solar plant. Look at that, 20,000 X. That is really nice to see. And then after that, I'll just... Morgan, I've made some startling discoveries about the water in that river. Yeah, is there like, I don't know, some kind of fungus and you're gonna try to kill it, but instead it will mutate and eat Perkins? Far more confusing. The water supply isn't tainted, but I have no idea with... No, far more confusing. The water supply is tainted, but I have no idea with what. I can't find any traces of toxins or biological contaminants. In fact, if anything, the water is too clean. There's almost no bacteria in it. Your big concern is that the local water supply is too clean? Floyd, go to bed. But my bedtime isn't for hours. Well, Morgan, I've done a little more work on mapping groundwater movement, and I think I can track down the source of the contamination. Sure, Floyd, sounds great. Just to check, you're aware that we're at war, right? Like I'm actively involved in planning combat operations. That's what meeting you interrupted was for. I'm sure this war seems very important right now, but there's an unnaturally clean river killing plants a few hundred miles away. Yep, the war thing still feels more important. Go play in the river or whatever. Why would I play in a river that's killing plants and animals? Alright. So we're gonna go to the source of the... No, wrong mission. Source of the contamination. Now there's probably some kind of cave or crevasse allowing a contaminant to seep into the groundwater and... Oh my! Hey, that crazy old guy who lives with the Imperials is here. Get him! I'm not that old. I went prematurely gray. Okay. Northern encampment. Now we're gonna fight a bunch of these guys. Yeah, it looks like it. So the solution, as always, to these specific silver wolves is to just blast them with a huge amount of shotgun shells. Like so. Or with an EMP strike. Like so. I do want to get rid of that unit though. That is kind of an annoying unit. Two waves, huh? Maybe I do the other encounter first. Oh, we got Floyd in this encounter. Okay, cool. Alright, Floyd, you can go over to the side. We'll get the helicopter in here. Let's see, which of these is most dangerous? I mean, obviously, it's gotta be the artillery. Everything else can just get blasted without too much issue. Going to suppress my unit. That won't work, game. I'm still going to attack. So the the double XP event is over already. Or is over at this point. I didn't do a ton of actual farming during it. But I think that's fine because I didn't need to do a ton of farming. I mean, I could have. Ah. Okay, well, whatever. I could have done a bunch of XP farming, but you know, I didn't really feel like I needed to. Okay, we're gonna restart the fight real quickly. Still gonna take out the slingshot, because that slingshot is annoying. Bit of a flame attack, which won't actually end the fight. Where's the cryo attack? There it is. A large cryo hit, and then use the super tank as the last hit. Finish that off. It's no coincidence you're here, right at the source of the contamination. What exactly are you doing up here? I ain't saying nothing, old man. Ah, good. I have a truth serum I've been toying with, and this might just be... Look, we don't know anything. Stevenson just sent us up here. Told us to scare anyone poking around off. That's it. Please, no needles. I hate needles. Silverwolves are remarkably weak-willed. Morgan, I have weird news and bad news. I guess start with the weird. I found a cave near the source of the groundwater contamination. The cave was actually a mine. Oh, and there were Silverwolves up there protecting it. Wow, the weird news didn't disappoint. Bad news? There are a bunch of animals living in the mine who think it works just fine as a cave and should not be explored for science. Well, go ahead and get rid of them. Or don't. I've decided not to care. One of my best decisions. Okay. So we got a bunch of animals up here. Bigfoot warrior, Sandworm guardian. All sorts of things. Now, unfortunately for these guys, I've got thresher tanks. And I've also got EMP, which doesn't actually do a ton of damage to them, but I can pretend like it does. And I got the big guy in the back, which is the Sandworm. Freeze the rock. And turn it into nothing. The Sandworm as well. And then, hopefully, not hopefully, literally just end the fight like that. Got another one of these guys. Go for this same idea. I'll kind of just blast them a bunch with the EMP until they die. Or get poisoned and hopefully... Well, that works. That works pretty well. I want this attack. And I want this attack. Will it end it? No, it won't. Alright. More news and a lot of questions. Was there another small mine inside the mine? No, there was uranium. That's what was poisoning the water, extending the Spiderwasp's harvest, and causing all these issues. Well, look at that, right? So, the uranium, huh? Uranium? That's the stuff we wanted. This is good, right? Morgan, as far as I'm aware, the fall of the Empire, there's not a single facility in the world capable of refining or making any use whatsoever of that uranium. I-17, maybe, with months of work, but even then, what the hell were the Silverwolves doing mining uranium? And who exactly is this Mr. Stevenson? So the uranium was up here. Up there in the northern encampment. Now, let's fill a bathtub with some water. My drink demand will actually be pretty easy to satisfy now. With just the one water filtering plant, I think. Because water filtering plants are really good at doing that. So yeah. I guess that's the end of this first solar plant collection. First, Floyd discovered the uranium that we came out here in the first place to find. Unfortunately, the Empire and Raiders and everything. Fortunately, the Raiders got in the way, and then the Empire fell, and Silverwolves and everything. Finally achieved our original goal out here of finding the uranium. All too late, of course, but Now it's time to do some annoying combat against the Sandworm menace. Sandworms are, in fact, menaces. There's really just no other way to slice it. By far the most annoying encounters we'll encounter at the outpost. The overabundance of random sandworms. And they just keep getting more annoying as time goes on, of course. Because, that's kind of how it goes. Enemies get stronger. Nomads, though, do obliterate. Really nicely. We got a full-on Elder Sandworm here. Well, not a full Elder Sandworm. No, it's just an Elder Sandworm. It's not the Omega version, but it's got a lot of health. I don't know why all the bubbles are large, or like half the bubbles are large at the end of doing the combat. I mean, zooming fixes them, but still. I don't get it sometimes. I'll bring the fish to this combat encounter instead. Because why not? Shouldn't I bring the fish in for a little bit of SP that they may or may not ever need? big 16 damage hit. And tiny trickle of SP. You know, I think that I can just... I mean, obviously I'm just gonna really quickly speed run this battle here. Yeah, whatever, good enough. I'm not gonna bother placing down another ship. Let's see, was that one that attacked? So, gonna hit the back row. Alright, whatever. Maybe this will finish it? It will. Alright, cool. I'm quite quickly approaching level 65. And getting to level 65 will, in fact, allow all the boats to be promoted infinitely until they're maxed out, and that's gonna be like, you know, millions of SP. Millions. I don't have lots of SP to give, unfortunately. That's gonna be days of boat grinding, especially since you can only really clear out boat encounters like once or twice per day at maximum, because they just don't respawn very fast. Anyways, got uranium now. So I guess that's all the quests at level 62. So the next step is to go to level 63. Yep,